Hi everyone, welcome back to Two Wheel Zeal. I wanted to do a video, this particular video, for how I intend to find green lanes so I can get out on the bike on the 901 legally first of all and safely as well, just as equally as important. There are numerous videos that are flying around on YouTube, different people doing different things. I however use the Ordnance Survey app or map. I think I pay 34 quid for the year, and it gives you complete access to all of the Ordnance Survey maps for the UK. I have it on my laptop, I have it on the phone, and I'm also a member of the TRF as well, so I'll look at the two and just cross-reference. But what I'm going to try and do is run you through some screenshots on the laptop in terms of what I look for, how I do it, and the differences between, well, certainly the two that I know. Like I said, I'm no expert, so please don't quote me on this. I'm not an expert in terms of knowing all the different legends and keys on the Ordnance Survey, but I know that there's two different types that I look for when I'm looking to ride green lanes. But you should always check as well that they've got access for motor vehicles, because I don't believe or do. But yeah, bear with me and I will tend to show you. So what I've got is the Ordnance Survey, you can see on here, you can see on the map. I live in the Midlands, and then we tend to just look. So I know, for example, there's a couple of areas not far from me. So if I get down towards Ulster way, keep clicking in, and then you can see, we zoom in, we can get to the green lanes on here. So this is Ulster, if you like. I tend to use this little legend here, which is 1 to 250. You want to get in to there, and then straight away you can see on this section here that there's a green lane. So I'm not quite sure what that dotted dash lane means, but also this lane here, you can see two solid black lines, and you can see the green dots, and I know that these are actually a green lane. And I think if you come a little bit further up, or maybe a little bit further down, I'm not quite sure, but there's also something here as well which I think is a green lane. But again, you've got to check, you've got to make sure that it's something that you can do and you don't just turn up and start tearing up all over these lanes. Okay, so again, I keep it pretty much locked on 1 to 25 so I can see everything. There is another type that I understand, or I believe is correct, if I am right, over here, possibly. Let's just zoom in a little bit more, and then I'm going to look for them. There we go, that's exactly what I was after there. So again, keep going, there, 1 to 25, you can see this green, so black line all the way up either side, then green going through it, and then these hashes, or these crosses going through the middle. That, if I'm correct again in thinking, is what's called a boat, byway open to all traffic, and these can be ridden. But again, please check. I'm not saying that these are absolutely, you can get on these and ride them. There is a bit of a responsibility for us to make sure that we can ride them. And you'll see that there's quite a few around this area as well that you can ride on. I'm no expert on the Ordnance Survey app, but what you can see on here is that I've saved some routes, and I think you can go on things like bookmarks. I have some family that live in the Lake District, and I've looked for different routes up there. You can see this one takes you straight up to the lakes, and for example, you can start plotting. So you can navigate to that point. It'll give you the distance, the elevation. If you're hiking, take it 20 minutes for example, but probably not too far on the bike, and it's only sort of 0.98 of a kilometre. And then there's lots of other things you can do down here as well. You can edit the route if you need to. You can export it to GPX onto your sat nav. However, I've got another video coming because I'm going to be doing a quad lock setup on the bike, where I'm going to be wiring in an electrical charger. I'm going to use this phone, which is the S25, and then I can make sure I can flip between the two. But this is quite a neat little feature here as well. So you can look at the fly through, so you can look at that loop exactly that I've created there, and you can start to understand what sort of terrain it is, and you can run through. You can speed it up a little bit as well, pressing this here, but it just gives you a bit of an indication in terms of where it is and what's around, which is quite useful. You'll see that on here, in terms of my save routes, I've got quite a few saved. You can see I've got a test one I did. There's quite a few, there's only 4 on there. But it's quite easy. You can basically then look at, I think if you create a route, for example here, we'll do it on this one again here, you can snap, which I think is already on there, and then you can start putting, drop the pin, and then you can snap, and then create your route, and you can follow that link, or that line along there I should say, not a link, and it creates a route for you. Okay, and then you can save that route, you can name it anything you want, test 2, and save. And then that's your route, it will be in there. Back to save routes, and there's test 2. And again, click on it, you can export it, you can do whatever you want there. But again, this is a really good, we'll go back to the map and you can see there, for me it's a really, really good option, really good to use. Click that away, and then you can start to zoom in and out. So yeah, I have the TRF as well, or I'm a member of the TRF, and I'll just compare the two just to make sure that they're on there and that they are, again, like I say, legal, and that we can ride these without hopefully any issues or any bother. And you can see them all over the country here. There is plenty up in the Lake District. There's a great one up in the Lake District actually. If we come up here, I haven't ridden this, but there's a guy called Simon B on YouTube, and he has. There is, I believe, on Roan Head, I think it's around here. If I zoom in, there is something that you can ride out along. There we go. You can ride actually out on the beach. So from Roan Head, you can go all the way up to Askham in Furness. Check him out on YouTube. He's done a video on there riding that. It looks pretty cool. And again, he does a lot of stuff around the Lake District as well, which really is a cool place. I'm lucky enough to have some family there, so it's good I can go up there and do a little bit of riding around if I so wish to do so, which is good. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say other than, as I said, I'm no expert. I don't profess to be an expert, but it's really good. It's 34 quid for the year. You can, like I say, you can download it to your phone, so you can use it on your phone. I think you can sort of navigate to it, or work as a navigation tool, so you can pretty much set where you want to go and it will navigate you there. And you can just have a little bit more confidence that you are running on the lanes that you should be running on, and we're not upsetting anybody that we shouldn't be upsetting. But there's plenty. Like I say, you can look all over the country. I don't know if it does Northern Ireland actually. I'm not sure. Not sure at all. No, it doesn't look so. So it just gives you that view there. Well, I should probably say as well, actually, when we look at this, I've got this on. If you come here, there's lots of different ways you can look at this. So I can click on that. There we go. So you can click on aerial, which is a bit like your Google Maps, I suppose. And then you can click on topographic, which is what I click on, and that's where I can see the different emblems for sort of the byways or the boats, and also the ones I showed earlier on with the 2 black lines and the green dots on there as well. I'm not quite sure again what it all means, and there's going to be people on here with a lot more experience in this, so please drop a comment and let me know. I'm always keen to learn this sort of stuff just to make sure I'm doing the right thing. But yeah, it's not going to be a massive video, it's just a video to show you what we do, what I do in terms of how I find lanes. And like I said, I think I joined the TRF as well. I don't think that's very expensive. You can just pay monthly for that. But comparing the two works really well. And for me, it just gives me a little bit of peace of mind that I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be doing when it comes to riding the bikes anywhere that I shouldn't be riding them. So yes, if you like the video, great. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, that'll be really fantastic. For those who've seen the video on the unboxing of the Black Widow exhaust, there is a comparison coming. I do apologise, I've left the bike off charge. I forgot to turn the triple charger on at the wall, typical me, and I've left it for about 3 weeks I think, and it's just gone a little bit flat, so it just needs a little bit of extra oomph to get it going. So hopefully we can get some charge back into it and I'll get that video up and running really soon. So that's coming. There's going to be one on the quad lock. I really didn't know what to get, whether to get some sort of Garmin sat nav, but then I thought, well, you know what, this phone's pretty good. It's relatively waterproof, I believe. and I'm going to use that in the future as a sat nav for this sort of stuff, for finding green lanes, but for also just as general navigation as well. So yeah, again, if you like the video, thank you. Please like it, please subscribe, drop any comments, any questions, or any tips would be greatly appreciated as well in terms of the green lane videos. But thanks very much. Cheers, guys.